Hello and welcome to Angels of Purpose Ministries, where we feature soul food for your soul. So I had to come on again because there's something that needs to be talked about. So for this topic is going to be, how do you distinguish people who are perceived to know everything versus those who are seeking the truth? Those who are seeking the truth and more knowledge and understanding and wisdom don't talk about they know everything, but they do give solutions to problems, but they are always seeking to learn something new every day. Now, those people who say, oh, I don't need to know anything else, or I don't have time to study and research, red flag, red flag. Let's call a flag on the play right there. If we were playing a sport, and we throw a red flag out there, that means something is not right. All right. So again, what we're talking about today at this moment is the difference between people who can bring forth solutions, but yet don't think they know it all because they're always seeking for more knowledge, understanding, and wisdom and doing research, versus those who think they know it all and don't do any research at all because they're too busy to do it, or that's their excuse. Red flag, red flag. If somebody say I'm too busy to research and understand or read and get an understanding of something that they don't know about, red flag. Red flag too if they say something about they don't do stuff, but then you have evidence that they've done stuff that they said they don't do, like getting in the pulpit and being heated and fussing at folks about something that they were upset about, and then coming back and apologizing later, and they forgot they did that, but it's on camera, it's recorded. Or if people always want to say one thing and say one group of people have power, but then when it comes to getting stuff done, and when people know who to go to, who are reliable and who they can go to make sure stuff get done and get done correctly, flag on the play, flag on the play. Or if you say you don't want to be recognized, but you allow people to give you appreciations and stuff instead of making sure your church note is paid off, flag on the play. So I guess the topic of this one is going to be flag on the play, flag on the play, flag on the play, flag on the field, or flag on the play. So we have to be careful of what we say we don't do, and make sure it lines up actually with our actions, right? So I'm going to tell you, I'm a person, I don't like to complain about things unless I have a solution, but I always like to learn something new every day. I always like doing research. Time I get home from working in school and educating, I educate myself, or go ahead and get more educated on something, whether it's biblically, spiritually, whether it's has to do with the school subjects, whether it has to do with what's going on in current events in the world, whatever it is, I try to learn, whether it's a minimum of one new thing a day. I try to do research and make sure I know what I'm talking about so that I can educate not only myself, but once I get educated from the sources, reliable sources that I gather, then I can educate others. Okay. So there's a difference between people who know how to ask the questions and utilize resources and do the research, versus those who think they know everything and don't want to learn anything new or don't have time to do the research. All right. And we call that flag on the play. All right. So I want to encourage everybody, if you don't do anything else, if it's only one thing you learn new every day, commit yourself to reading something, researching something, reading a book to learn something new every day. And then if you still have a question about what you learned about that, the next day, go ahead and study it deeper, and the next day and the next day. But if you've learned something new and you get that point, then you move on to something else that you can learn. All right. So education is key. Critical thinking, which is what we talked about earlier today, is key. Knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and I think we might have talked about critical thinking as well on yesterday. But being able to walk in truth, live the truth, speak the truth, and allow God to be the truth within you, that means you have to get up out your feelings, get up out your emotions, Be accountable and reliable for what you have done or said, and don't try to act like that you are perfect, because no one was perfect except for Jesus. And then we have to make sure that what we're saying lines up with our actions presently and lines up with our actions in the past. So again, if we're saying we didn't do something, and we know there's social media and stuff is recorded, especially when stuff is recorded and people can pull it up and say, you said this, you did this. And some people just have a short memory of what they said or what they did, or they forget to do stuff that people ask them to do or give to them. And so don't get upset when those people go to folks who are more reliable and dependable and they can count on. They're making you actually look good because you're helping them, and that person is helping in ministry. Don't feel threatened by them. Say thank you that God has placed that person in the ministry, or placed that person in the organization, or placed that person wherever they've been placed to help you and making you look good and getting stuff accomplished that you can accomplish in 14 years, or can accomplish in 5 years, or couldn't accomplish until God sent them to help you get it accomplished. Red flag on the plate. Anybody who wants to be able to do something need to learn that what? You need to learn something new every day. You need to do research. No one knows it all. We all should be seeking to learn every day. Learning from others, learning from books we read, learning from research studies. Please pass this message on. Again, you have tuned in to Angels of Purpose Ministries, where we feed you soul food and where we speak the truth, walk the truth, live the truth, and let God be the truth in us. Because the word of God says in St. John 8:32, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall what? Set you free or make you free. So don't allow anyone to make you feel bad for doing research and finding out information that they might not know. Just because they hadn't came into the knowledge of it, they can't put you down of it. Or just because they don't understand it, they can't put you down. Tell them to do their research. Ask God for understanding and knowledge, wisdom, instead of going in their emotions. Because we're not living in secondhand emotions anymore. We should be living to enriching ourselves, empowering ourselves. And when I say enrich, that means getting more knowledge, getting more understanding, getting more wisdom. So the key things that we should always do is seek more knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And not get upset or not feel threatened by others who are doing that on a daily basis and not making excuses. Because we all are multitasking and if you're a person like me, you got 15 things on your plate. And if I can be committed and loyal and dedicated and reliable and dependable to everybody that I commit and say that I'm going to do stuff for, no one else has an excuse. If God gives us the ability, and you say God put you on somewhere, or God gave you that platform, or God gave you that church, or God gave you the ability to be that CEO or whatever, then you should be able to be dependable, reliable, and counted on for the whole flock, for your whole organization, for your community to get stuff actually done. Not talk about it, but be about it. If you're going to talk about it, strategize, and then be about it. Have a blessed and prosperous day.